Are you confused about business expense? Don't worry, hear the solution. Let's start. There are two types of business expense, which is allowable and non-allowable. Allowable expenses. Allowable expenses incurred in the production of income, for example, payment for wages or salary. EPF payment. Rental of business premise. Interest on business loan. Expenses for repair of premise and vehicles used for business purpose. Non-allowable expense. There are three categories of non-allowable expense, which are personal expense, purchase of personal assets, initial expenses. Personal expenses. Example of personal expenses are accommodation benefit, payment of telephone bills, purchase of personal assets. Example of purchase of personal assets are personal car, furniture. Initial expenses. Example of initial expenses are expenditure on incorporation of business venture, advertisement expenses. Allowable specific expenses. Specific expenses that are allowable, such as expenditure incurred in providing equipment for disabled employee. OKU. Expenditure incurred in respect of publication in national language. Donation to libraries. Expenditure incurred in providing services, public amenities and contribution to a charity or community project. Expenditure incurred in providing and maintenance of a child care center for the benefit of employees. Expenditure incurred in establishing and managing a musical or cultural group. Expenditure incurred in sponsoring any art or cultural event. Capital allowance. Capital allowance is given as deduction from business income in place of depreciation expenses incurred in purchase of business assets. Made by Natanjida. Matric number S50427.